Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. First and foremost, let me extend the greetings of the Commander-in-Chief, no less than His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on the occasion of your 126th anniversary. And the continuous instructions to myself from the President is to help steward the evolution of the Philippine Navy as a potent deterrent force and a member of the joint force of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, of which we have undergone the past year of intensive transformation. And once again, we hope to continue the pace, if not increase it further, as we race against a graph where time is on one side and volatility is on the other side. It is not only unique to our country, but all countries in the world worth their salt have to face these challenges. I was listening earlier to the speech of Admiral Adasi. It seems that he consulted with someone in my office to draft his speech because that's what I really wanted to hear. I congratulate the N5 and the NISF for coordinating with my office for you to draft the speech where I cannot say anything anymore. Well, in all seriousness, Admiral Adasi's speech lays out the managerial imperatives and the command imperatives that we need to continuously face and address. We work hand in hand with each other, and I'm glad the major service commanders are here because the evolution of the Philippine Navy is not geared solely towards naval power, but as a component of joint defense and military power to create a credible and strong deterrent force in order to protect our sovereign rights, our sovereignty, and our territorial integrity. We have gone through intensive changes, not only in the way we do things daily. We have upgraded our operational security requirements from the Department of National Defense down the line. And for the first time, we have evolved a realistic training scenario with evolutionary hypothetical scenarios where we can actually test our capabilities, which is not only what we need to be doing as an armed force, but it is also in deference to the billions of pesos spent by our countrymen. That is what we owe them, to test, to train, to interoperate, and to upskill ourselves. What is the use of an armed force if we do not do these basic things? We also evolved into a comprehensive archipelagic defense concept, where we realized that being a small country with small land areas, with a growing population, we need the resources in our exclusive economic zone and other areas where we have jurisdiction in order to sustain the future generation of Filipinos. It's not only a question of freedom of navigation. It is not only a question of simple resource exploitation, but a question of sustainability of our countrymen and those who are to be born. Which is why the mission of the Armed Forces of the Philippines now and in the future becomes more crucial as our environment becomes more volatile. And we will continue not to relax, but to demand more and more of each and every one. We owe our future generations no less than this. So I have said that we will train more realistically. There will be more maritime cooperative activities between us and like-minded nations, more training scenarios, more interoperability exercises involving also our civilian counterparts, because this is what a total defense posture requires. In terms of building alliances, the President has instructed me to exercise utmost efforts in order to build sustainable alliances with like-minded nations that share the same values of upholding basic norms of international law and basic fairness and decency between and among countries. As a matter of fact, the latest iteration of that was the quadrilateral meeting between the United States, Japan, Australia, and ourselves, held in Honolulu last April. We will continue to cooperate more closely and more effectively, particularly down the line, because we should be not only a recipient of beneficence of the world in upholding our rights under international law, but an enforcer of international law in our own exclusive economic zone. And that is why we are requesting more sacrifices from our people in a fiscal sense, because it will redound to the stability and integrity of the Philippines as an archipelagic country. Now, we live in a world of disinformation and malign information. Is this a provocation? No. I believe what a provocation is the roguish and irresponsible threat to detain, quote-unquote, trespassers in what is claimed as internal waters, but is actually part of the high seas and part of the West Philippine Seas by a country. Such behavior is not only a violation of UNCLOS, but also a violation of the precepts of the United Nations Charter, which lays upon each responsible member state the duty to refrain from the threat or the use of force or aggression to enforce, particularly in this case, illegal territorial claims in the maritime domain. That is a provocation insofar as I am concerned. What we do in our exclusive economic zone, how we defend our exclusive economic zone, can in no way be termed by any sane person as a provocation. On the other hand, it is but what is required of us as sworn officers of upholding the law in compliance with our Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines. Terming these cooperative activities with like-minded nations as a containment or a provocation is disinformation and evidence of paranoia of a closed political system, where motives, although clothed in sweet terms, are hidden behind these sweet terms, and the ultimate intent is to get what they want by the threat or the use of force. This we cannot allow to continue. This we cannot allow to continue. And I am very, very proud to stand here before you that almost all our countrymen are united behind our efforts, despite the challenges, despite disinformation, steadfast to our country, proud of our country, proud of our armed forces. From this, I'm sure you will not waver and you will not fail your countrymen. We will continue, once again, I repeat, to demand more and more of you. But that is what you are in uniform for. That is what I am here for. That is what the President has been elected for. And from this collective duty and this collective action of making our country stable, making a progressive country based on our ability to enforce our laws within our territory, there can be no turning back from what the President has started. So once again, thank you, congratulations, and mabuhay ang hukbong dagat ng Republika ng Pilipinas.